All right, welcome. Part 2 of the patch 4.2 Shadow Exchange Content Edition. Tzeentch this time. Last week we did Cafe. Cafe got some pretty nice stuff. It's gonna wet my throat. This will be a bunch of reading again. And as usual, we're gonna read, say what they have to say, debunk what they say, and feel about what they're gonna add. Hi everyone. Before I get into details on the new additions for Tzeentch, I wanted to talk to you about the release date and where we are as of today. The team are still working flat out to finish things up, and we found new things at the start of the week that we need to address before handing things over to you. I'm really pleased to say that the team is making great progress through the last few changes, and we are still on track to release to you later this month. But the release won't be this week, which we had originally been trying hard to hit. I'll be back later this week with more information on the extra characters units coming to Kislev, as well as update you further on the release plans. Before we dive into things, if you haven't read the last blog entry focused on Grand Cafe, you can do so here. Right, so onto the fun stuff. I don't mind that I delayed this. This is just free content for us. Well, free content for those who have bought the DLC. And yeah, it's also I didn't expect them to release it this week because they're milking the content again. So they're doing 1 week for each faction getting the new toys. So this was expected. I'd be more surprised if they did release it without adding cafe blog post. Alright, moving on. Tzeentch editions. Listening to your feedback on characters and units which you have shared with us since the release of Shadow Exchange, we are focused on improving the melee offering at Tzeentch's disposal for the lords and heroes. Tzeentch armies have always heavily leaned on magic, but we understand you having those hard-hitting frontline generals and heroes are important in balancing out your armies. This is exactly what we have added. This is exactly what we have added to the roster for you in the form of Chaos Lord of Tzeentch and Exalted Hero of Tzeentch. We have also taken the opportunity to add further 2 new units in the DLCs for Tzeentch, which I'll cover below. To broaden the connection between Tzeentch and the Beastmen, which we first established with the introduction for the Songors in the DLC's original release, we are now adding Centigors of Tzeentch. Having additional Chaos-aligned Beastmen in the Tzeentch roster is something that we always wanted in order to best represent the various forms of Chaos. And the Centigors of Tzeentch will pack quite a bestial punch on the field battle for you. Let me guess, they're gonna have halberds, they're gonna be blue and purple. Maybe they'll have some horns on the shoulders. If we're lucky, they'll have some eyeballs and no beaks, because we went through that in this cafe post. They won't get beaked We also heard your feedback on the appearance of our Sangors in game and your expectation of having them beaks. To be clear, in the Warhammer Fantasy Battle universe, Songors don't have beaks. Instead, they much more closely resemble the appearance of a classic Gore from the Beastman roster. There's brutal and bestial look with teeth and jaw rather than an avian-like appearance. Rather than being separate, offshoot species of beastmen, they are instead Gore who has sworn allegiance to the Lord of Change. Just God forbid we get some variation our units. Second edition comes in the form of the demonic flying Changebringers, a classic Tzeentch unit from the Storm of Chaos released way back in 2004. That's when Warcraft 3 came out. Or was it World of Warcraft? No, World of Warcraft came out 2006. These flamers ride Disc of Tzeentch into battle, them fast and fearsome opponents. As with all editions, I'll cover them in great details below. Let's get to it. The flamers ride Disc of Tzeentch into battle. Alright, so it's just a flying flame. Okay. Chaos Lord of Tzeentch. Lord type character. Having created a variety of more characters and units with the release Champions Chaos for the Wars of Chaos field, we really wanted to come back and flesh out some of the missing cast. With options to create an ultimate Chaos army that I always want. So just like with those mentioned units, the Chaos Lord of Tzeentch will be able to Tzeentch and the Warriors of Chaos races. Those few who succeed upon the twisting path of Tzeentch become the most otherworldly of all Chaos champions. They are blessed with both exceptional warrior skills and the arcane powers of the Lord of Magic. This deadly combination makes them cunning leaders and lethal warriors who command their armies with uncanny presence. Alright, my mouse is a little sluggish. Must accidentally slapped it. Right, that was not the whole picture. And these are some low-res images they brought. Looks very, very Age of Sigmar. No, not Age of Sigmar. Age of Reckoning. Themed. Let me see. Warhammer Age Reckoning Themes Chosen. See if we can get a big. Of course, that led straight to the subreddit. But yeah, I like this. I like this. Same style, like, yeah, this is dark purple, which I think I prefer, but more modern Tzeentch is the more aquamarine blue color. Shields looks awesome. This is a chosen dude. But yeah, the super decorative chosens kinda came with the Age of Reckoning. Was the MMO for those who missed. Ah, there it is. 3D Glory. Why do I not like this axe? Or polearm? The staff. There's something about the gold. Like, it looks right. But there's something about this blue stuff that makes it look plasticky. Not sure what it is, but that's a nitpick. I think it looks pretty sweet. It probably looks better in action. Picture, and yeah, the armor does look fucking insane. Very good job, the one who put on that. Big fan of the helmet. I hope there's a couple of versions. Yeah, this is the same helmet. Seems like the horns are changing. Yeah, here we have some different helmets. There's a big guy, and there's like one with a mouth. And there's a basic one. Right, moving on. Gameplay overview. The Chaos Lord of Tzeentch is built for combat. Carrying his trusty halberd, it makes him adept at fighting monsters and large creatures. So another Tzeentch warrior with halberd. He can certainly go toe-to-toe with one of the biggest foes in Warhammer world has to offer. Also great at holding his ground through the use of his expert charge defense and change reflection passive abilities. Marked by Tzeentch. A Master of the Mind, the Chaos Lord of Tzeentch benefits from the Mark of Tzeentch, which grants him magical attacks and a barrier by default. Alright, nothing unusual there, it's just standard Tzeentch stuff. The True Power. Armed with a heavy suit of Chaos armor, a towering shield, and magical halberd, the Chaos Lord of Tzeentch's defensive juggernaut who excels in fighting large targets, especially when mounted on a disc of Tzeentch, essentially becoming a character level Doom Knight. For those who don't know, Doom Knights are the flying chosen. Disciple of Tzeentch. As a powerful tyrant and fearsome leader, the Chaos Lord of Tzeentch inspires his followers and emboldens their resolve. By using the Change or Die ability, which is Tzeentch twist on standard die, he can improve leadership and damage resistance of nearby troops. He also makes use of the Paragon of Change ability, which charges the barrier of nearby allies. Alright, so normally standard die gives leadership and melee defense, but here we get leadership and damage resistance. Is it better? I'd say yes. The damage resistance is better than in almost all cases. Mounts, Chaos Steed, Chaos Chariot, and Discus. Only if you're like fighting a full melee army, then I think I'd rather have melee in that case. Exalted Hero Tzeentch Hero. When we started the process of finding a suitable model to represent this character, we knew we wanted to do something a little different and special. So we went back really far back into the Warhammer archives, looking at the various depictions of Tzeentch champions taken for. Needing to be a melee-focused character, one model really stood out, which I'm lucky to say is I even have in my collection and really need to paint. Tzeentch champion with 2 swords from the early 90s. Right, let's see how big this picture is. Alright, not too big. I see 2 heads. Alright, apparently has 3 heads. Lore stuff. Skip that. Alright. The middle head is a mouth with no eyes, and the heads on the sides. Well, I mean, it's definitely a unique look. So I appreciate this. I mean, I assume his animation is going to be the standard animations. But I still appreciate went through with this. Rather than a reskin. Gameplay overview. The Exalted Hero is a melee specialist using his magical attacks and high weapon strength to get into the thick of the action. He is armed with the mighty halberd, keeping with the rest of our Tzeentch role. Rather than the dual swords that this character takes inspiration from in its miniature form. Yeah, they really want to keep this Tzeentch warriors only gets to have halberds. Don't know why they're obsessed with. Like, you're only allowed to have one of each. Nurgle gets great weapons. Horn gets dual wielding. Slaanesh gets the useless whip. Hello, Clover. Welcome to the blog post. We're going through over the new stuff. Where was I? Blah 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 blah. Just like his Lord counterpart, he is adept at taking charge with expert charge defense and charge reflection passive abilities, which all people with halberds has, more or less. Mark of Tzeentch. The Exalted Hero Tzeentch benefits from the Mark of Tzeentch, which grants him magical attacks and barriers by default, like all other Tzeentch Chaos Warriors and units in general. Anti-Lore Specialist. The Exalted Hero Tzeentch carries a magical halberd, which allows... Is this the exact same fucking text I just read on the Lord? No, they changed it to the true power. Yeah, this one exactly the same. This is just more text added on top of the halberd that they can have a disc mount. Yeah, they delayed it. Fortunately. I don't mind. It's better to get it right. Or at least better. Opportunities. Also, they need 1 more week to release the a blog post about what Kislev gets. So that was expected. Opportunist. Always scheming and seeking a path of greater glory, the Exalted Hero Tzeentch takes command in if the Lord is slain. Posing the leadership as he assumes command. Alright, that's cool. That's a cool effect which I don't think I've seen before. When the Lord dies, the Exalted Hero gets a leadership bonus. So units within his command gets like padded the leadership bonus to even out the leadership loss when the Lord dies. If it's for the whole battle or if it's just for a certain amount of time, we don't know yet. Mounts, Chaos Steed, Chaos Chariot, and Disco Tzeentch. Available to Tzeentch and Warriors of Chaos. Right, here's the Centigors, the new unit. Mentioned earlier, our thoughts here were to expand the connection Chaos has across the many followers. In this case, Tzeentch using the Chaos Mark system opt for the Centigors to provide bestial cavalry, add versatility to what is normally quite a missile and magic heavy focused army. Like with the Songors, these creatures have developed based on the setting of Warhammer Fantasy Battles, no beaks, or other things that you may associate with Tzeentch in Age of Sigmar. In keeping our content true to our source material, just like the Songors, this unit will be available to both Tzeentch and Beastmen race players. Play with them and to play with them and the team and oh god, they need like commas or something here to break up because he's changing what he's talking about here. The team and I have plans for how we improve the offering for further Chaos Beast marked Beastmen for you in the future. Beastmen are creatures of blah blah blah, lore. Just Beastmen lore. Things before. Alright, looks like great weapons. At least it's not halberds. So they beat my expectations of what we were gonna get. This is just with great weapons. Some variety is nice. Gameplay overview. A fast and hard-hitting unit, Centigors Tzeentch carry great weapons, offering armor-piercing power to take on tougher opponents. Carrying the Mark of Tzeentch grants them magical attacks and barrier. Unholy combination. Combining the Mark of Tzeentch with the Centigor stat line makes for a fast vanguard deploying barrier-attuned bestial cavalry unit that benefits from standard beastman abilities such as Rowdy and Primal Fury. Great weapons. The Centigor Tzeentch wields armor-piercing great axes, which have been magically imbued, making this an effective unit when up against demons and ethereal units. Hey, what? Yeah, but that has nothing to do with great weapons. That's because if they had a Mark of Tzeentch, that's why the magic, magic attack. Don't know why they slapped that in on the great weapons. Arcane Charge. Initially introduced with the Songors, this ability has been adopted by the Centigors, offering much more synergy with the Tzeentchian spellcasters. Alright, I'll admit I do not know what Arcane Charge is, but I assume it's awesome. Available to Tzeentch and a Beastman. I don't know what Arcane Charge is because I have never seen the Blue Beast Boys. Came with this DLC. Changebringers. Last but no means least are the Changebringers, unit of flamers which fly across the battlefield on Disc of Tzeentch. These horrors will help Tzeentch quickly reach the enemies in battle and keep the pressure on from above. But we already have flying flamers, like on a chariot or something. Flamers are capable of a fair turn of speed, expelling gaseous ichor through the fungoid skirt at their base to bound and leap across the ground with considerable mischievous gusto. Flamer uses its blazing limbs to hurl bolts of magical flame at the foe. This is not fire in its truest sense, but a roaring cloud of chaos energy. It does not burn, but warps reality. Flamer's victim might briefly feel invigorated before collapsing into a wriggling puddle of flesh. Alright. And here they are. The flamer on a disc with, I think it's a different model though. Like, I'm pretty sure all these heads here is not the same as the. But yeah, here's where the flames comes from their bottom. They're looking kind of bad in this picture, but it's a low resolution picture, so probably look better in game. Gameplay overview. Step up from your normal flamers or Tzeentch. Changebringers have the maneuverability, speed, and agility to be able to fly across the battlefield, while ignoring the terrain and any penalties they may cause. But, if need be, the increased charge bonus will help them with making the first move. Shock and awe. Changebringers are one of the ultimate expressions of chaotic nature of Tzeentch. Flamers of Tzeentch, which are compared to slow and lumbering units, Take to the skies, benefiting from greatly increased maneuverability. That had to do with shock and awe. Anyways, death from above. Changebringer can rain down Tzeentch and fire from above, making them one of the best flying missile units in the game. All the pictures on these blog posts are like very low resolution. Like you can see here, it's 1024 by 526 image, which I remember having a 1024 resolution a decade ago. Flamers of Tzeentch. Being a Flamers of Tzeentch at their core, the Changebringer benefits from the usual hallmarks of this unit. Armor piercing, flaming attacks, and warp flame are all present. However, due to the new mobility, Changebringers don't have quite as much of a barrier when compared to the ground-based kin. Doesn't really matter because whenever you like get up to a Flamer, it just instantly evaporates because it has no melee defense whatsoever and just dies. Whether you have 200 more barrier or whatever the difference is gonna be. But yeah, flying flamers sounds pretty good. I guess they come in groups of 3 then. At least that's what this looks like to be on the tabletop. I have 3 models here. I don't know if this is one group, and then there's like another group over here. Yeah, and not as impressive as the cafe editions, gotta be honest. It's cool units, but it's not like this is not a new thing. This is just a dude. This is a chosen general. Or I mean a general that is a chosen. With some new some new duds. Pretty sweet looking armor, but this is gonna be the typical stat stick kind of guy. Gonna be whacking people with his magic halberd, which you have seen 1,000 times. New hero. This guy looks cool. I like the model, but again, it's a stat stick dude. Not very exciting. Don't know how much he actually fills the role. Like if it actually gonna fill any purpose. Because what are the other heroes Tzeentch gets? They get a cultist, which summons demons, and already that is way better. Else, I believe. And they have all the like pink dudes, pink horror heroes. And yeah, I mean, adding Beastman was never gonna be exciting, especially when it's the same model, like slightly changed. Don't know how much Tzeentch player gonna care about this having a great weapon, a cavalry unit. I'm sure people who play Warriors of Chaos would like this. People who play Tzeentch Demons, I don't know why they would care about this when we... Like, you play Tzeentch because you want to shoot the blue and purple fire everywhere. That's why you picked that faction. You don't pick that because you want to bash people in with sticks. That's what the Warriors of Chaos exist for. So this unit, cool, but I mean it's a flamer, we already have flames, but there are only that many demons that Tzeentch has. He is one of the lower counts. He gets the lowest counts of variety. Kind of funny since he's a lot of change. But yeah, pretty weak overall. They didn't say anything weird this time. They just brought up the no beaks things again. They brought it up in Grand Cafe as well, that blog post. But yeah, we'll see next week what Kislev gets. And with that, I want to thank you all for watching. I have a Twitch in the links, and I have another channel. I post video reviews every now and then. And that's gonna be it for today, and we'll see each other next time.